What's going on, guys? I'm Taylor.
I'm Joe.
And this is, it's past midnight. We know what that means, right? It's time for quiz. It's quiz time.
Quizzes.
As mentioned last week, we are taking a quiz, and Joe's being very loud with his pen.
I picked the quiz because
Yes.
we were talking a lot about race issues yesterday, or not yesterday, on last week's episode. And there are race issues about Taylor culturally appropriating Mexico and going to Cancun as a cisgendered white male from the United States. We're in a topsy-turvy world right now, where to win the privilege contest, you have to be the most disenfranchised in society. So you have to be the most, the most ridiculed, overlooked, the most whatever, right?
Yeah.
So what we're thinking of is taking Buzzfeed. Now, I hate Buzzfeed because Buzzfeed is just a bunch of crap. But I don't know, I clicked on this stupid link, and it said, check all the statements that apply to you for the How Privileged Are You BuzzFeed privilege test. So I took it, and it said I wasn't very privileged, but I'm going to double verify these results right here with Taylor, and we're going to do it together.
Yeah, I have an iPad. He has a laptop. I'll put a link to the quiz.
Show him the iPad. Show him your stuff.
Even though I don't like Apple products, I am using an iPad here.
This is my laptop. I'm not, how to see what else is on it. So. Yeah, all that stuff like that.
No reason why. But I'll put a link in the description for if you want to take the quiz too to see where you're privileged.
See where it applies. I'm not going to know how long we're taking on this video.
It's okay. We'll
Taylor has the clock over there, but
no problem. So we're going to go through. We'll tell you the questions that were asked. So again, it asks us to check all the statements that apply to us.
And I'm really excited about this. I was waiting for weeks to do this. Literal
He
weeks.
was. He's pretty excited.
Yeah.
And we'll start with the first one. I am white.
Well, why don't you let me read that one? Because everyone mistakes me for being white, but I'm not white.
You're Italian.
I'm actually Italian. And if you can't tell by the beard and the hairline, I'm Italian. Or Lebanese or whatever you want to consider this day of the week. But here's the thing, Taylor.
Yes.
Am I allowed, as a guy who's cisgendered male looks white,
You keep using the phrase cisgender.
You have to say cisgender.
You want to let them know about the cisgender?
Well, it's the correct gender. It means you're straight. It means you're straight. That's what it is. But if you imply you're straight before, straight means that would be correct or right. So they say it's cis, meaning that you adhere to the opposite gender for sexual preference. Right, Taylor? So
let's do the quiz.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry.
I have to hear about this every day. Because I read politics, and I'm into politics, I guess. So I hear this crap going on every day, and stuff at Berkeley and stuff like that, whatever. Mm-hmm. Now, as a non-privileged, minority, poor kid growing up, I don't know what the F Berkeley is, because we couldn't afford to go there. So all you idiots over at Berkeley complaining about your privileges, or what privileges everyone else has, well, I couldn't even afford to go there. So how about that? Taylor, could you afford to go there?
No.
That's $16,000, and we're dropping iPads.
You're making so angry that
I am angry. So it's about probably $20,000 a semester now or so to get over there. But if you're able to go to Brooklyn in the first place, F off, you privileged idiot, because everyone I grew up with, only a very few were even allowed to get the privilege to go to college or even afford it. So now I'm pissed off. Now let me rant.
I think the gentleman who said we take too long is now getting mad.
Yeah, screw that guy. Whoever that guy is. He's actually our number one fan. So
we're still on the first question.
Sorry, Tim.
So if you're white, do you identify? People think you're white. If you look at you, they go, "It's a white guy, Mexican guy." In the video, they would say that.
I've been told everything. They always said. I've heard Mexican before too.
I'm Mexican. I don't know about you.
So I'll just click on white just for shits and giggles.
Okay. Next one. I've never been discriminated against because of my color.
Now I have. I've been discriminated against because of my color. I've been called all kinds of things.
White devil?
I've been called white devil. I've been called... my African-American boss said, we own one of those white tech guys. That was me at the company I worked for before. I worked at an all African-American real estate firm.
So did I.
And then, so did Taylor. And then another time was... we were working in the closet, and my boss came in and said, "Look, we got an IT room full of stupid Italians in there." So I'd say yes.
Okay, I have.
Yeah.
But it says I've never been discriminated, so I can't check that.
Oh, so I can't check it. Oh,
no, you cannot check that.
Yeah.
Next one. I have never been the only person of my race in a room.
I've never been the only person
of my race in a room.
I've never been. No, I've been I've been the only person. Remember, I worked at the all. So have you? You worked at the real estate company. So
yeah, yeah. And there was a Mexican guy there too. So
okay.
Yeah.
I have never been mocked for my accent. Well, I just went to Australia and they called me Canadian. So
is that being mocked?
yeah, and well, no, they said you don't sound like an American because they sound like they're stupid. So
take it as that way you will. I don't have an accent. I just mumble.
They think we sound like Rick Grimes, basically.
Oh, whiny.
Coral.
You
gotta get coral. All right.
I have never been told I'm attractive for my race. Has someone ever said that you're attractive for an Italian guy?
I don't know. Well, I've never been told
I am attractive for my race, in quotes.
Oh no,
I've
been told that. No.
By who? Not by family members, but actually by.
Oh my god! I've been out and in freaking black girls constantly harass Italian guys. It is a known thing in this world. It is known. Who would have thought? Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't go walking around with this booty out there. I'm telling you, you will get harassed over there.
Yeah, you do make them jealous.
It's ridiculous.
So if they said for an Italian you're attractive?
Oh no, not like that.
Okay.
They always said, "Damn, look at that fine ass Italian guy."
Okay, so you can't check that then.
Am I making this up?
I don't know.
It says I've never been told I'm attractive for my race. Like it would be like, "Oh, you're attractive for those ugly guys."
Yeah.
Right. So like, if someone's,
I guess that is for me too. I've never been told I'm attractive for my race.
You're attacked. I've never been told that though.
Yeah, I've never been told. Like, when I'm Mexican guy, you're pretty cute, or whatever. I guess I don't know.
Oh, okay. So I never been mocked for my accent.
You want to go back and you misread these?
Yeah, I misread them. Okay. I've never been a victim of violence because of my race.
Oh,
I mean,
I have never. Didn't you get beat up in the park and free
I've
shoes?
gotten beat up by all kinds of races. I mean, growing up over here, I got robbed by an Asian gang, right?
Yes.
I got threatened and beaten by a Mexican gang. I got in a fight and beat up by a white supremacist. That was in high school.
Isn't that kind of like your white ones beat you up?
I've got the trifecta. I've got whatever the trifecta is.
Yes.
Yeah.
It all.
And mind you, it's not because I was doing it. I was just always a jerk. I was just why. I mean, you know.
So in some way, you may have been deserving that.
Yeah. So I mean, can you really call it anything? I mean, I've been beaten up by all over there. The funny thing though was the wallet one, because when the gangsters were like, "Do you have any money?" or whatever, I go, "Me? I have money. Oh, go ahead. Look at this wallet. I am poor as." You go ahead and ask me for money. I bet my mom asked the same question. She's hoping I pull $5 out of my wallet every day. Yeah.
I have never been called a racial slur.
Sorry, I was on the next one already. I have never been called
a racial slur.
A racial slur. I've been called all kinds of racial slurs.
As have I.
You name it, I've been called.
Friends and not friends.
I've never been told I sound white. I've never been told I sound white.
I've been told I sound white.
Okay, I'll check that one. I'll check that one. I'm privileged. I'm going to check that one.
A stranger has never touched my hair or asked if it was real.
No, but they've touched my hair and asked, am I going bald? And do I need some Rogaine or anything stuff like that, whatever. They never said real. I'll check that one.
Okay.
Okay. I'm a heterosexual. I've got to check that. I've never lied about my sexuality. I mean, I didn't have to. You're
just a ladies' man and a man's man.
I never had to come out. Well, I've never had to do that. That's good. Or is it bad for the squiz?
I don't know. Well, it says come out.
I never doubted my parents' acceptance of my sexuality. I don't know, because my mom was disappointed I didn't become a priest. So, is that
you made
Taylor's so upset by this. Taylor's so upset by this quiz.
Hold it.
All right.
Easier.
So I've never doubted my parents' acceptance. I mean, okay, sure, I'll check it.
Yeah.
I've never been called a fag. See, now this is not fair because everyone called everyone fag back in the day. Yeah. Like if you did anything wrong at all, like if I sat there and I would just sit there and like play with like Ninja Turtles, and my brother and I would be, "You fag." Like, so I mean,
nothing laughing at the word. Is that your brother saying that?
Yeah, I've been called it so many times for not even appropriate reasons. I've never been called dyke though. That's for sure.
Honestly, I think I have been called dyke.
No, I've never been called fairy. No, again, see, when you grow up with older brothers and have friends in the neighborhood, whatever, you're called a fairy. You're called everything.
Anything possible.
Yeah, everything possible.
And we're trying to hide sexuality. Okay, I'll check that.
I am comfortable with PDA with my partner in public. I mean, here's the problem. This is why I didn't want. This is why I was confused checking this one. Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily. I can do like kisses and holding hands, stuff like that, whatever. But I was never one for the all-out grope fest. That now I know you gay guys out there. You guys love showing it. I get it. I go to Disneyland, stuff like that, whatever. But I don't even see like heterosexual.
You just help them check to the box up here.
I don't even see heterosexual couples being as crazy as that, like in the park. Now, mind you, I've seen like lesbian women holding hands, right? But gay men are just macking down. I'm like, all right, guys, just
now who's digging a hole?
I know.
Who's just
don't care. I got gay fans out there.
Yeah,
boys,
get friends soon. Hello, boys.
They call me a bear. They call me Super Bear.
Super Bear.
That's what they call me.
I have never pretended to be just friends with my significant other.
I've never pretended to be just friends with my significant other. I don't know. I've said that a lot as a guy who's like in a relationship or not in a relationship. You always pretend you're friends when you're dating somebody.
Yeah.
I thought on a technicality I could uncheck it.
Yeah.
Because when you're playing the game, like me and Taylor over here, you like to play games at first, whatever. And they go, fine, we're just friends. You go, no, I'm just kidding. Please.
I love you.
Please, I love you. Take me back.
I've never been ostracized by my religion for my sexual orientation.
Not for my sexual orientation, but for my religion, I've been ostracized, definitely. So does that count, or is that a half count?
It has to be sexual orientation.
Okay, then I have never. I have never.
Pseudo person, like you said.
I've never been told I will burn in hell for my sexual orientation. That is not fair. I was told I was going to burn in hell constantly growing up, like constantly, like numerous times. My grandmother, grandfather, aunts, uncles, sisters, cousins, everybody have told me I was going to burn in hell. So, should I check this?
You were told, so no, you cannot check it. Please proceed.
But it says they're trying to qualify it with for my sexual orientation. I was told it for everything, everything in my life. I have never been told that my sexuality is just a phase. I've been told everything I've ever done was just a phase. Every single time. What about you?
No.
Everything.
No one said
he plays with his little boys in his underwear. He'll get over that sooner or later. It was a phase. I stopped doing that. They were my only friends, is what they were. What else was
I have never been violently threatened because of my sexuality. A lot of sexuality stuff here. So, because of your sexuality, have you ever been threatened?
I took out the just a phase part. Okay.
Okay.
I have never been violently threatened because of my sexuality. I've been violently threatened for putting up a YouTube video.
Yeah.
So.
But not sexuality, though.
Okay, not sexuality. Okay.
I'm
a man. Okay, I'll check that.
Only on the outside.
I feel comfortable the gender I was born of. I'm loving it. I'm loving every minute of this cisgender white privilege.
I still identify as a gender I was born in.
Well, that's not fair.
It's the same question but different wording.
I know. You feel like they're rigging this test?
I think so.
I never tried to change my gender.
I can't afford it.
I have technically dressed up as a woman on several occasions.
I did once for Halloween, but I didn't try to change my gender, though. Just try to change clothes.
Okay, all right. I've never been denied an opportunity because of my gender.
Well, I couldn't hook up with a girl because she was lesbian, so does that really count?
I couldn't date someone because I was poor. So does that count?
That's not gender, though. That's financial.
It's amazing how many things they can do because of the gender, but they can't do it for other reasons.
Like finance?
Yeah.
Real reasons?
I couldn't date someone because the school I went to, because of the money I had, the family I came from, and because of the race I was. But apparently if it's not gender, it doesn't matter.
No.
All right, so
I guess maybe I get to uncheck that because I couldn't date that girl because she was lesbian and I was a guy.
Yeah, I make more money than my professional counterparts of a different gender. Not true. I actually make the least money of anyone in this house. I have the most assets, but I make the least money.
I make the least money. I make less money than my female counterpart at my job, only because she had a previous job before that, which made more money than.
So technically, none of us make more money.
No,
technically. I'm still suck at that. I've never been denied opportunity because of my gender. I don't know I don't know if I have or not.
I went straight to like girl and ladies, but have you ever tried to date a lesbian?
No.
You don't take chances.
Hashtag Taylor problems. Find us on Twitter and hashtag Taylor problems. You've never tried to date a lesbian? Hashtag Taylor problems. I've never felt unsafe because of my gender. I've definitely felt unsafe because of my gender. Now, I've been to bars and I felt like I would get in a fight at any moment or attack because I was a guy.
Because you're a guy?
Yeah, no, like as if like someone was mad dogging me and wanted to fight me. You know, like say you walk down the street and like guys would be looking at you or gangsters or stuff like that or whatever.
Okay.
Definitely, instead of getting whistled at, they actually want to fight you. So I feel like that's a trick question.
Yes.
So I'm going to leave that unchecked.
Yeah, I as well. Now, have you ever been catcalled?
Yes, I've been catcalled all the time.
By ladies?
Black ladies. Every
Yes, we established this.
We've already went there.
Black ladies love that fat ass.
Ladies. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so felt unsafe because my...
It was the same thing. Isn't this the next one the same question? It says, I have never been sexually harassed or assaulted.
I have been repeatedly sexually harassed at various jobs over and over again.
I'm going to check that as well. I have also.
Yeah. I'm still back at I've never been denied opportunity because of my gender.
You saw that?
Okay. I have never been raped.
I was, so I have to leave that unchecked. Fun fact about Taylor.
I'm going to leave that as
a fun fact.
I'm going to go ahead and say I've never been because the results are still inconclusive on that.
But you still have many life to live. You have much life to live.
I have a lot of life coming ahead of me.
I work a salary
I
job.
I don't have a salary job.
Neither do I. I'm hourly, and you don't have a job at all.
Yes. My family and I have never lived below poverty line. Oh, thank you for finally throwing me a bone for these questions because I have been so privileged up until this point.
You want a softball, Joe? You want a
BuzzFeed,
softball?
you freaking idiots. Okay.
You got your softball.
Now, this isn't fair. I don't have student loans because I wasn't stupid enough to get student loans. I knew better. I knew better than to get student loans. Look at the other video. I am not a stupid moron. And I knew that I couldn't afford to go to schools that were very expensive, like university schools like Berkeley and UCLA and stuff like that, even though I had the grades to get in, because I'm not an idiot.
Yes. Okay, so let's... next question is, I have never gone to bed hungry. Does that inferring that you are poor?
Okay. I've gone to bed hungry lots of times, and I'm not sure it's because of my weight issues or because I've gotten hungry growing up too. I guess didn't have any food and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I've done okay. I've never been homeless. Okay, technically I have been homeless because I was kicked out of my house when I was 19 years old, and my mom did not offer me a place to live because she did not kick me out. Our owner, we were renters. Our owner sold the home. And the invitation was not extended to me at her new apartment. So
to move in.
Technically, I was kicked out and I was homeless. And I had to ask my aunt for somewhere to live. I lived in my aunt's house. So technically, I've been homeless.
Okay.
But should I just not do that? Because for sake of privilege? Because I managed to string, myself, like the Yelp girl who complained she couldn't afford an apartment in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Well, she's living in an apartment on her own. I managed to string, me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my closest friends together and scrap up enough money to get an apartment. So,
yeah.
I guess you could say I was privileged for having the knowledge of
yes, and friends and finance.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, I'll just say I've never been homeless just for the sake of it.
No problem. My parents pay some of my bills.
Ho! Whoa! Whenever my mom visits, I have to give her a 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no.
Same thing next question. My parents pay all my bills. No,
I can assure you, though, everyone at Berkeley has that going for them.
Yeah.
I don't rely on public transportation. See, I don't rely now on public transportation, but
I don't.
Growing up, I relied on it quite a bit. I relied on it very heavily.
Well, crap.
This is the problem, is I grew up like this. My whole life, I fought out of this lifestyle, though. This is my problem with the BuzzFeed.
Check it, but when I was in high school, I had to take the bus home because I lived the next city over.
Yeah,
so I had to take the bus. So I did rely on it.
So this is the problem with the BuzzFeed stuff, is they're trying to make everyone seem like they're so bad. And according to BuzzFeed, you're like this for your entire life, and you can never change. We came from this lifestyle, and now we change. So, okay, now we don't have this, but we came from this lifestyle, and we don't have to rely on it anymore. But just for the sake of it, because BuzzFeed's a bunch of idiots over there, I will say I don't rely on public transportation now.
Okay. The current.
I'll give that to you over there. So I buy new clothes once a month. I don't buy any new clothes at all. All the clothes you see me here are bought at thrift stores or garage sales. So I don't buy any new clothes at all. I've never done taxes myself. No one I know has done taxes themselves. I do all their taxes for them. So
I did my own twice.
yeah. So basically, everyone I know has at one point done their own taxes.
Okay. I have never felt poor.
Oh, I felt poor my entire life until I was about 27. I didn't feel poor anymore, and that was after lots of working and lots of saving. I never had to worry about making rent. I fucking still have to worry about making the mortgage and stuff like that.
Yeah, I still worry about that too sometimes. I never worked as a waiter, barista, bartender, or salesperson.
Again, I wasn't an idiot, so I never took those jobs. I had always lived under the philosophy of only intern or take a job in the career you are focused on having for the rest of your life, and that's how you build a resume, and that's going to be on one of our shows later. So I never worked as a barista or waiter because that was in reverse of the goal of computer science and engineering. Mm-hmm. So I did not do that ever. But I technically was a salesperson, so shut up. Got that? I can not check that one.
Yeah.
I've had an unpaid internship. I have had unpaid internships.
I have not.
I've had that.
I have had multiple unpaid internships.
I have had multiple unpaid internships.
Wow.
I have had that, yes.
Did you go to summer camp?
No, God, no.
Neither.
That's like $40. It's like rich people money.
Private school? Nope.
Graduate high school. Again, I did go to a bad kid school. I went to continuation school. I technically did graduate high school, but it was not because of anyone else. It was because I had the right opportunity at the right teachers at the right time.
So I went to an elite college. What's an elite college?
Everywhere where they're protesting and mad and whining. Like, that's all elite colleges.
I
don't see these protests going on at Cal State Fullerton. Or like, I don't see this going on at San Diego State. But they're going on at these high-priced University of California schools. So
I have no idea.
I graduated college. I did after I had the company pay for it when I was older.
I did not.
So my parents paid no. No, they didn't.
Nope.
My job did, but my parents didn't. So gotcha on that question, BuzzFeed. I never had a roommate. I still have roommates.
Yeah.
Right now I still have
You missed the car
roommates.
question. I had a car in high school.
Oh, yeah, but see, I bought my car. Okay, this is why you're so stupid, BuzzFeed, you idiots over there. I saved my life savings of $650. Okay, you idiots? And in 1997, I bought my own car on an ad I found in the Penny Saver. I bought my car for $650, an 84 Nissan Datsun Maxima. And that was more expensive than any car my mom had ever owned at that time. So you guys are idiots. Like, you guys are so stupid. I did have a car, but F you for that question because I did earn that car 100% my own. And it was still trying to be taken away. She tried to take away my car, and she didn't pay for the car, which is the worst part about that.
That was her privilege.
I never had a roommate, no. I'm a cord cutter, so have not always had cable. So
yeah,
on that question.
I have traveled internationally.
That wasn't true when I took the test like a month ago. Now it is.
Now it is, and I guess I did too. We went on the cruise.
Did.
So yeah.
And by the way, see, this is what's so messed up about you people at BuzzFeed. Taylor won that cruise.
Yeah.
From a job he had, a minimum wage job at the time,
yes.
too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So his evil corporation that was paying a minimum wage at the time gave him that cruise, which was like $3,000, $4,000 value.
Yeah.
And it was a cruise for two, and we went on the cruise together. A couple's cruise. Friends cruise over there.
Yes.
So I travel internationally at least once a year. Technically, I will be doing that, but I have not yet, so I won't check it. I've studied abroad. Now, this is a trick question, you idiots. Because studying abroad is subsidized by the state and university school system and college. So don't lie. Don't try to be full of shit. If you study abroad, you are privileged because it's sponsored by the state, sponsored by the school. It is a specialized program, and you barely have to come up with any money to go on these trips and pay for it. You don't have to come up with like a little bit of money for food and travel expenses, a backpack with it. I know people have studied abroad. You're full of shit. It is a privileged program, and it is sponsored by the schools that you're in. So anyone can actually study abroad. So that being said, I did not study abroad. But you guys are idiots for even asking the question because that is not for privileged people. Anyone can sign up for those programs. I actually went to state schools. I know. I've never skipped a meal to save money. I've never skipped a meal.
In general. In general.
No, I'm just kidding. I skip meal all the time to save money. I skip meals now to save money. What I do in the morning, I just have a water, and then I will either not eat or I will eat a small breakfast bar, and I will gorge the crap out of myself at dinner.
I want to say you save money in the morning to spend a lot at night.
Well, I eat at home at night.
That's different.
Yeah, or I'll eat a big meal at night and stuff like that. So I do skip meals all the time. Sometimes I skip breakfast and lunch, and I'll only eat dinner. So technically, I do skip money all the time, and I do it to save money. Or I don't feel like eating. Like a lot of times, I don't want to eat because I think it slows me down when I'm working.
Or it may give you energy. Depends what you eat. If you eat your normal meals.
How about this? If you're choosing your meals, you're privileged. Like if you're choosing when not to eat.
Yeah, possibly.
But no, I've skipped meals to save money. So
Okay. I don't know what Sally Mae is.
I don't know either what that is.
Isn't that the Freddie Mac and Sally Mae? Or is that different?
It's Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. I don't know. Sally Mae is it's like student loans or something like that, or some type of student help.
If you had to look it up, you don't know.
Yeah, student loans.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what that is. So
I
just took a guess because I thought I heard that for student loan purposes before, but again, not dummies. We did not take out student loans we couldn't afford.
Yeah.
So that's on us, not you. So, by the way, I don't know what Sally Mae is, so let's go ahead. But I had to Google it, which is another episode we're doing on the show.
Yeah. I spent spring break abroad.
Nope,
No.
never.
I frequent flyer miles.
Well, now I do. After traveling the first time in my life or whatever, I have to check it.
Now you do.
I didn't want to, but my friend Aaron told me to sign up for the program. And he said, like, you're losing money not signing up for it. So I did reluctantly. So technically I do. My parents are heterosexual. I don't know. Jury's out on that one.
That also could be a trick question, as even if you have a same-sex parents at one time and now in your life, at one time one of them had to be heterosexual to create you.
This is why you're so stupid, too, in this question for asking this, is that I don't even know my dad. So where's that question? Is that number 46?
Do you know your dad?
So fine, they're heterosexual when they had me.
Oh, here you go. Next one. My parents are both alive.
Don't know. I have no idea. Again, I grew up in a broken home. I have no idea what that is.
I assume my dad is.
My parents are still married.
Nope.
My parents were never married, ever.
Nah.
So there you go, BuzzFeed, you jerks.
I do not have any physical
I
disabilities.
Might. The jury's not out on that one
What's
yet.
physical disability? Is it like...
I don't know. Does mentally ill count?
I don't know. I guess I have to check it because I don't think I do.
Okay, I do not. I'll check it. I know. So now I definitely have social disabilities.
Yeah, I don't like people.
I'll say I do not, though, just for the sake of that. I do not have any learning disabilities. I do actually, but I'll just check that. I never had an eating disorder. I have a terrible eating disorder currently.
Yeah,
I've never been depressed. Oh.
I'm always depressed.
I've never considered suicide. I'm going to check that. Taylor can't check that box after putting video evidence on YouTube a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
I've never taken medication for mental health. I've needed to, and they've told me I needed to do it, but I never did it because I'm also a rebel is what I am. So I'm a rule breaker.
True.
I can't afford medication if and when I need it. I can't, and I don't even go to doctors, and I refuse to go to doctors, right? Taylor knows.
You do.
And this is why I'm taking the test in front of him, because I have a witness for this. He knows I will not afford to go to a doctor. I won't do it.
I've never been told I'm
the only one who eats fish mocks out of the people I know.
What the hell is fish mocks?
You can take fish antibiotics if you don't want regular antibiotics because it's a survival tool. If you if you are living in like a dystopian future,
and only fish vitamins are what?
No,
available?
like you break them apart the antibiotics for fish stuff. I remember one time Steven came over and he was like, "You're sick? Like, are you doing a doctor?" I go, "I'm taking these," and I brought the fish pills. And he was all, "You have to be kidding me! Like, you're really?" I'm all, "Doctor's like $60." So I cannot afford medication clearly when I need it. Anyone who takes fish box, am I being a jerk? Possibly. I've never been told I'm overweight or too skinny. I've been told I'm overweight a lot. So
I've been told I'm too skinny.
I've never felt I've never been shamed for my body type. I've been shamed lots for my body type.
Yeah.
Lots of shaming. I can afford a therapist. I cannot afford it. Fish mocks. We've gone over this, people. Okay.
Yeah.
I've used prescription drugs recreationally. I didn't even know that was a thing.
No, I never
have.
have.
High school, I didn't even know. I didn't know you could actually grab medication and start using it for fun.
I know. I'm pretty sure you had plenty of it. You could have.
I have lots used. I could have experimented with. I'd trip the hell out of whatever she's taking. So
I never had an addiction. Does masturbation count?
I have lots of addictions. Rockstar, Excedrin, Taylor's reference. There's lots of addictions. We have tons.
No. If you see Excedrin, could I also say that you had a recreationally?
No, because they're not prescription. They're over the counter.
Oh, okay.
I'd be the guy that gets fired from Buzzfeed after a couple of weeks. I'd be arguing with everybody at the meeting room.
This makes sense.
Actually, Tiana, these are not technically. So I'd be that guy. I have never been shamed for my religious beliefs.
I have not. Have you, Joe?
Yeah, all the time. I've been shamed. Everyone always calls Catholics molesters and stuff like that. That's that shame.
Or Mormons God makers.
Okay. Too skinny. I've never been shamed for my body type.
I've never been violently threatened.
I consider myself physically. Hell yeah, I do. I've never been shamed for my body type. I can afford a therapist. Sorry, drugs. I missed one. Sorry, up there. I was like way behind on there.
You were.
I've never been violently threatened. I've never been violently threatened. I've been shamed. I've never been violently attacked for my religious beliefs. I guess I haven't been attacked for them. There's a place of worship in my religion or town. Again, stupid idiots. We live in L.A. There's a place for every type of...
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of... what was the one before? There was like some weird temple called like the Zia or whatever, like...
Not the Xenu, right? Not Scientology?
Like, yeah, some weird like Z temple or whatever. I found it was like some Jewish order or something. I was like, what the hell? Oh, whatever.
I never lied about my ethnicity as self-defense.
I was real good at that. I can lie about it, and I can blend in with so many types. When I'm tan, too, I can be whatever I want to be. So I've lied plenty of times.
About religion? Have you lied about religion?
No. Wait, have I? Nah. I mean, self-defense in an argument.
Yeah.
Maybe that. Yeah, I guess I have.
All my jobs have been accommodating on my religious practices. Never religious.
Never brought it up, so no one cares. Should I check that or not check that?
I guess okay, whatever. Okay. They always have that policy where you can't.
I am not nervous at airport security lines. We went over this on our other episode of. We tell you
where Joe goes to Hobbiton.
I have been checked and pulled aside at every single checkpoint in every single country in every single questionnaire
that you've been to.
That I've been to. And no, even at the airport. When I fly, I'm always pulled aside. Always. I'm always pulled aside for a body search.
You're called random check?
A body search, a full body scan, a bag check, a laptop check, and a questionnaire of what I'm doing.
What do you look for your laptop? What do you look for? Your laptop?
I always erase it.
Do you just...
I leave it blank. I leave everything in the cloud. I log out of my cloud accounts.
Okay.
Little pro tip. For all the jihadists out there, little pro tip over there. That'd be funny. We get a lot of like Arabic writing at the bottom of our episodes. Thank you, Joe. Thank you over there.
I have never heard the statement you have been randomly selected. Oh, never mind.
I've heard that
for randomly secondary passport control.
No, I'm not nervous at airport security lines. Even though I get checked all the time, I'm like, bring it on. Like I always kind of like to kind of rub my butt in their face, whatever I can when they're body checking me too. Just to kind of like show them who the boss is. I have never been called a terrorist. I have been called repeatedly a terrorist all the time.
Before and after 9/11.
I know. I've been called a Satanist, a terrorist, a Satan worshiper.
You've been run through the roll. I have never. Okay. Nobody has ever tried to save me from religious beliefs.
I've never heard the statement. You have randomly selected. Now they haven't said you have randomly selected for secondary passport control, but they said you've been selected for questioning. Is that the same?
I think it's the same thing.
Okay. Nobody ever tried to save me for religious beliefs. Lots of people try to save me from my religious beliefs all the time. Are you kidding me?
No, not
How
me.
many times have you been talked to by Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses?
Oh, is that what that was called? Like people who try to talk to me?
I know you want it to be a big racist thing, and you want it to be like against everybody else, but technically, everyone who ever got their door knocked on by a Jehovah's Witness or a Mormon technically has been trying to be saved for their religious beliefs.
Okay.
Technically, it's true.
Nobody can check that then.
Egg on your face, BuzzFeed, for that one. Got you at your own question.
I've never been cyberbullied for any of my identities.
I've been cyberbullied on this show repeatedly, over and over again. Do I care? I don't care. Go ahead. Keep the subscriptions going and the views going. I will accept the violent comments on punching in the face. I
was bullied as a child for any of my identities. I was bullied
for everything as a child. Everything I ever did. All I wanted to do was... I have never tried... I try to distance myself from my identities all the time. Like I was into Power Rangers a lot when I was a kid. Boy, was I bullied for that constantly. I've never been self-conscious. Oh, I've been self-conscious plenty of times about the stuff I was into. I've never been questioned. Oh, I've been questioned repeatedly.
No, you said never questioned. Like, you never question yourself about your identities.
Oh, I never did. I don't care. I don't care what I was doing.
And last, I feel privileged with identities I was born with.
Never did.
I never even heard. Yeah. I never heard the phrase privileged until maybe a year or two ago.
Yeah, because like everyone always managed to know that I was poor when I walked in. So like they were always like, "Oh well,
there's a poor kid."
Yeah, there's a poor guy or whatever. So I said I never felt privileged until right now. After I worked hard for 10 years, saved my money, bought houses and investments, and earned a retirement at a young age. I guess now I feel privileged after I worked hard. Is that what they're referring to, Taylor?
Possibly. But when you're born with, though.
So you don't feel privileged now, but then when you go get a house and you have a bunch of equity in it and you have money saved, and then you're white privileged and you're not.
No, but I wasn't born with it, though. Oh, you weren't born with it? I wasn't born with it, though.
So I wasn't born with it either, so screw you, Buzzfeed. Okay, time to check our privilege. We're going to tally up our store. Okay, so everybody.
I am not privileged.
Everybody, if you want to look at this in the future.
I am not privileged.
So look at that right there. Shove it in their face, okay? So all of you people online that try to bother us and try to say that we are this and we are that and whatever. We are not at all privileged according to BuzzFeed's privilege personality identification quiz. So let's see why. You grew up with an intersectional, complicated identity, and life never let you forget it. You've had your fair share of struggles, and you've worked hard to overcome them. You do not live in an ideal world, and you had to learn that the hard way. It is not your responsibility to educate those with more advantages than you, but if you decide you want to, go ahead and send them this quiz. Hopefully it'll help. No, actually, what we do in this show is I educate people not with more privilege than me. I educate people with less privilege than me all the time, because now that I have privilege after earning it all these years, I know how to get it even if you aren't born with it. And that's what I spend my life, and that is what my business does on a regular basis. Taylor knows that.
Also, at the end of this quiz says send it to people who want to take the quiz. You're asking for clickbait. You're asking for them to send people this link so you can get more clicks on your site. That's all you're doing there.
So
that you could take that sentence out and be okay.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. So
you have 46 out of 100 points. I have 37 out of 100 points.
Yeah. And the only reason he got a couple more is because currently he has darker skin than me. But if I go get a tan, my skin goes caramel.
You just quick. Wait till I go to White Mexico.
I know. My skin gets so Italian real quick. It's
Here's
unnerving.
Your iPad back. Thank you very much.
iPad. This is called pad privilege. I have
pad privilege. Pad and laptop.
So there you go. So we've proved the point. We've proved all of you we're not privileged, and we have a lot now because we had to work hard for it and we earned it. So there you go. So I have a lot. Taylor has a lot, and we never used our disadvantages as an excuse to not ever achieve anything in life.
Thanks, BuzzFeed.
Yeah, thanks, BuzzFeed.
Thanks for letting us know.
So thanks for proving nothing and proving our point that we only have privilege if you work. You can have privilege by being born with it, certainly, but you can also work for it and you can also get it.
Yes.
So
on that note, I think we're done with the show. Thanks for doing our quiz. Links in the description for the same quiz we took right now, and it's really hot in here.
Compare your results. We're hot and sweaty. We're shiny. I've always had the greasy Italian pizza face,
but we are still unprivileged. That's what we are.
We don't even have air conditioner privilege.
No, we don't. On that note, people, thank you for watching. See you next week.
Stay privileged.
Yeah, stay privileged.